Good morning, everybody. We are back again. It's myself, Sober Boys Walfatsi, together with Tsepang, Lastborn. We are doing the show called TBR Solutions Sports Program. Lastborn, welcome to the show.
Yes, good morning to the viewers out there and to you also, Mr. Shabalala. Yeah. Thanks for having me. It's part one of the show. Thank you very much.
Lastborn, you know what? We had a press conference of both Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. But no, both Mamelodi Sundowns and Al Ahly. I say Kaizer Chiefs because Sundowns was training at Kaizer Chiefs Village. Now, this morning, I want us to talk about what Pitso said in that press conference. Kaizer Chiefs, the facilities at Kaizer Chiefs Village. What an honor for one of our team in the country hosting one of the best in the continent, all right? So Al Ahly decided that they want to be hosted at a Kaizer Chiefs Village. But according to reports, Sundowns had offered them the facilities in the Pretoria, I think Pretoria University, Tegis. But they felt that it's too far from the ground. So they preferred to go to the Kaizer Chiefs Village, which is nearer to FNB, because the game is being played at FNB. Now, so I want us to talk about that because, guys, it's high time that we need to stop blaming ourselves all the time. There are good things that are happening in this country, and then we don't have to be pessimistic. Instead, we have to be optimistic, all right? So I was so much impressed when Pitso said, you know, the facilities at Kaizer Chiefs are top class. He said, I never knew much about this facility. Yes, I know the village, but I never went deep. And then they have the best in Africa. He said that he has never seen such good facilities anywhere in Africa, except I think he mentioned one team somewhere in Africa. He said those two are the best facilities. And this, guys, it makes us feel very proud. And now let me tell you the story about the Kaizer Chiefs Village. Mr. Motaung once said, Dr. Motaung, by the way, we should use that title. He's a doctor now. Dr. Kaizer Motaung once said he called the former directors of Kaizer Chiefs and said to them, guys, I want us to take you somewhere. And then they drove off to where Naturena is. Then he said it was just a field, you know, like a dumping site of some kind. So he said to them, guys, I'm suggesting that we buy this land and develop, you know, a facility for Kaizer Chiefs. Then he said, the majority of directors, they said, man, Kaizer, you are dreaming. This is a field, man. It's a barren land. What's going to happen? So apparently, the other guys were not keen. So he had to put his head on the block and went out, made sure that he gets the money, get the loan to buy the land and develop that facility slowly but sure. Now remember, some years back, Mr. Motaung once visited Juventus with Mr. Louis Chapwan. The mission for going there was to understand, because by that time, Juventus was the best team in the world. He wanted to see the setup there. And I think that was a motivating factor. After seeing the setup in Italy, then he had this dream. So people don't understand when you say some people are heroes. You know, in my books, I think the first one, I quote a lot about Mr. Kaizer Motaung. I've never spoken to Mr. Motaung. Although I've seen him many times because he was a friend to my uncle, but I've never spoken to him. But at a distance, you know, doing some observation, following on him, reading on him, has made me to learn a lot from him. He is one leader who has a vision. Now, starting with forming Kaizer Chiefs, all right? Not many people can do that. The village itself, you know, coming up with that facility. You know, Pitso was in the swimming pool, the lounge, you know, everything about the village is top class, is top notch. He said, I never knew that they have such, all right? And remember, Mr. Motaung is a classy person all the way. That is why they were called the glamour boys, because he always dressed elegant. It's very classy. And then I heard the story, I don't know how true it is, that during when they started Kaizer 11, you know, your age in bank security, Kaizer would force them to shower, I think twice or thrice a day. So that is why they were called the glamour boys, you know, pushing that cleanliness, you know. And then, you know, during that time, it was the time of the hippies. And he was a hippie himself, Kaizer Motaung, wearing some ball bottoms and stuff like that. So he's living according to that legacy that he wants to live. And then that, the name of the glamour boys started there. So for me, it was very pleasing. And then I say big up to Mr. Motaung, a big up to Kaizer Chiefs supporters for being behind the team, follow the team at all times, and this is what we want. And then I can tell you, even if Mr. Kaizer Motaung can pass on, he will leave this kind of legacy. So, Tepang, people like you, people like us who are aspiring to be great at some point, this is where we should learn that you have an idea, work on it every day. All right? So that's what I wanted us to talk about. I want to hear you people out there, what's your take about Kaizer Chiefs Village? Well, I can see Chlorkop is coming. Remember that Chlorkop have a very huge land, and they're not far from us. But Pitso is from there. So for him to say, this is the best in Africa. And I hope it's a challenge to teams like Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a challenge to teams like Orlando Pirates to step up in the game, you know, to go at that level. Last one, I don't know what you want to say. Do you want to add? You are more than welcome to add.
Yes, I'm very fortunate that I'm very fortunate that I've been to both facilities actually. Chlorkop, I don't stay far from Chlorkop. I've been inside a couple of times within the Sundowns village as well. Yeah, they've got land. There's a lot of space within that village in terms of land, but the facilities are actually small. They're quite small. I expected a lot from them, but the facilities are still the same. It's just that they've got bigger land in terms of even the fields are bigger, but when it comes to facilities, they're not as much. Even when it comes to the Kaizer Chiefs Village, I've been to both ends of the facilities. There's a section on the left and the section on the right, which they both own, which the land is big, and the facilities are actually quite big as well. So it's a village. It's not called a village for nothing. It really is a village there by Naturena. So yeah, it's class, as you were saying that Kaizer Chiefs is all about class. So I actually recommend any team, if they would like to see which facilities are actually nice and bigger, they should actually go to the Kaizer Chiefs Village, because it's just top class from the word go when you enter Naturena. So yeah, the Kaizer Chiefs is doing a very, very good job in terms of that. And the facilities are well taken care of. So yeah, it's class on its own. It's class on its own.
Now, fortunately enough, and me too, have been in both ends. While I was still at the Voice of Tembisa, I would attend press conferences, both sides at Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns have gone there several times, and then the Kaizer Chiefs too have gone there several times. So the village. So yeah, and then, but I never went deep, to be honest. I would go to the press conference, to the training grounds, and at the face value. I never went, into detail. I think what I know, I think that's what Pitso knew before. He knew it at the face value, but he said while they were there, he went deeper and then start seeing. And then I'll tell one thing, Pitso is a great player. People don't understand that. And I can tell you, I've heard him saying he doesn't want to own a team. Instead, he rather own an academy. He's gonna do well. He's gonna do well. And people don't understand Pitso. They say he's arrogant. I don't think he's arrogant. He's passionate. He's very passionate, and he speaks his mind. So for me, I don't have a problem. When I interviewed Pitso at Voice of Tembisa, that's when I realized how nice this guy is. That's when I realized this guy is more committed in ensuring to develop the South Africans, all right? Especially the disadvantaged. A very nice guy, I'm telling you. And I remembered some point, he said, no, he was still at Supersport. I want to see whether can't I speak to Supersport guys to help your community radio station, to develop to another level. That's Pitso for you, and for me, yeah. And then he speaks his mind. And yeah, I know, of course, at some point he didn't like Kaizer Chiefs. But I think, we are human beings. We change with time. And then I know that Chiefs supporters, they don't like Pitso because he beats Chiefs most of the time. But it's life. It's life. And then big up to Kaizer Chiefs. I don't know you guys out there what's your take. And then if we have news like this is big news, which can serve as a tourist attraction. Remember that conference was watched all over the world, was watched throughout Africa. So now, Pitso having said this, so people can start touring to the village and start learning. So yeah, big up to Dr. Motaung. They're doing a very good job. Yes, I know the team is struggling currently, but I have a strong belief that you'll come back. And I have a strong belief that you have one of the best coaches in Arthur Zwane. Take it from me. Arthur is a very good coach. I'm not disregarding the current coach, Stuart Baxter, but keep Arthur there and let him grow within the ranks. Arthur is going to be one of the greatest coach in the coming future. And mark my words, after 2 years of Pitso's contract expiring, watch Pitso join Kaizer Chiefs. We may see Pitso together with Arthur there. That's me. I may be wrong. That's me. Probably my prediction will come to fruition. Last one, thank you very much. It was nice doing the show with you. I don't know whether you want to add some few kind words. And then our numbers are growing. Thank you very much, people. We are very humbled to get the numbers increasing. So keep up, subscribing, like, and tell us where we are not going right, and tell us where to improve. Of course, we'll come right at some point. Last one.
No, thank you very much for Mr. Chabalala. Part one of the show. As we wrap it up, hope the viewers out there give us their inputs, and I can't wait for the second part of the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you, last one. Much appreciated. Hi, everybody. My name is the Sobre Voice Walifatsi from the Big R, or TBR Solution. One of the companies owned by TBR Solution is the Big R Financial Services, an authorized financial service provider. I'm sure you have noticed that the past few months or so, we've seen a lot of deaths, and those deaths are attributed to mental illness. Mental illness can be caused by anything, can be caused by stress, depression, and stress and depression can be caused by a number of things: lack of finances, or financial problem, or social problem, or marital problem. So they cause all those problems. We in the financial sector, we see it almost now and again, because we work with various organizations like GPF, Independent Fund Organization. But while I'm still there, let me stress, we don't have a formal relationship with GPF, but we work with them because most of our people are from there. Now, working with those people, you know very well that people who are working for the government, they're expected to retire at the age of 60 and above, right? If you retire earlier than that, then you are being penalized by GPF. And sometimes people say, no, I need money. So what do? They resign. They say, no, let the money go to my bank account. Once you do that, you are tax heavy. So you need to bear that in mind, okay? But now, let's say for argument's sake, you are 55 as we speak and above, and you are contemplating of either resigning or going on pension in the next 3 months or so. Just drop us a WhatsApp so that we help you to expedite for your payment. Because according to the GPF rules and pension fund law, once a client or a member receive an SMS that they've received your forms, that means they have 60 days to complete the process. And mind you, the 60 days is a maximum. It doesn't mean it has to take 60 days. It's a maximum. Now, sometimes we see people, they don't get their money for 2 to 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, even more, or a year or so. And then there, the problem could emanate either from the GPF side, employer side, a member himself. So what do? We try to expedite that process by making sure that we understand the workings of GPF. If it's a member, we help him to do the right thing. The same with GPF, the same with employer organization. Now, remember, as I have already said, that with GPF, it's 60 and above. Now, and then we say if you're 55 or more, you can contact us. And another good element is this: with the fund that we are working with, there is a whole lot of flexibility. You can decide how much you earn. That's how flexible it is. And if, let's say, you pass on, you and your spouse, you can nominate anyone. You are not limited to your immediate family, like your biological children or an officially adopted children. Remember, even your children, they can benefit as long as they're 22 and below. But with us, it doesn't matter. They can be above 22, they can be your elders, or they will still benefit because you nominated them. And then we try by all means that when we take the money from GPF and invest with credible fund organization, we try by all means that you are least taxed, all right? And then and even you are not punished because you are not taking the money, because you are taking to another fund. So which means an independent and credible fund. So it means that there's no need to tax you more. So those are some of the advantages that are there. So you need to bear that in mind. And then if you want to know more, just drop us a WhatsApp on our WhatsApp number. Then we'll call you back. You don't have to call us. We'll call you back and see how can we expedite it. I thank you.